Pues aquí estamos en otro vídeo de Devir TV en la feria de Essen. Hoy estamos en el stand que es un poquito pequeño, lleno de gente todo el rato de Starling Games. Y bueno, tengo a mi lado a James, el autor de Everdell. Hello James, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Well, super pleased to meet you because we are very big fans from Everdell. So it's a big pleasure to have you here in our Devir TV video.
Oh, thank you. It's my honor.
Well, you look happy, like all day having great feelings or something like this.
Yeah, we've been having such a great response. Just hundreds of people playing and buying games, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to meet so many people that enjoy it or new people, and just be able to get to see them and talk with them and sign their games and interact with them has been really fun.
Well, everything has been a bit fast because Kickstarter arrived like little months ago, and everyone is freaking out. So how do you feel all this reception?
The reception's been overwhelming and amazing. Yeah, we delivered, I think it was 4 months early from what we had estimated, and so it came out before Gen Con in America, so before August. And as soon as the first Kickstarter was complete, I got to work immediately on an expansion.
Yeah.
And we did a Kickstarter for that in September.
We are inside.
Yeah, that went amazing. So it's just been phenomenal, just overwhelming and very humbling and wonderful to hear everyone's feedback. That they've been enjoying it is great.
Yeah. So it's a game that it's very detailed in many aspects. How long have you been involved with this project?
Yeah. So it was 6 years to the month from when I very first started making a card on my computer. I kind of had an idea for a game. 6 years to the month, I was holding this, a completed copy in my hand. So it's been a long time.
And how everything started?
So it began, my wife and I were playing two games in particular a lot, which was Agricola and Race for the Galaxy. We were playing those just all the time. And we loved both the games, and we wanted to kind of draw our favorite aspects out of both of those and see if we could combine them into something that was new, that would play fairly quickly, but have tremendous replay value and just keep a lot of the aspects that we love from those games. So that's what began for us. It changed a lot throughout the years, but that's how we got started in making it.
Okay, and from the beginning you knew that there are gonna be animals doing like human being things or something like this, or not?
Yeah, actually no. That theme particularly of Everdell came when I started working with the publisher Starling Games.
Okay.
They were wondering how I would feel about maybe a woodland critters type of theme. I loved that idea immediately. I'm a fan of stories like Redwall and things that are similar to that. And so then we spent another year together just coming up with the world and writing stories about it and details. And it was really important to us that it didn't feel like we just kind of pasted on that theme. We wanted to feel like we developed the actual world of Everdell. And I think that comes across through the amazing artwork by Andrew Bosley, who's the artist, and all of the components and just the little details on the images and the things that they say and how we wanted to seem that you are able to be transported into Everdell for a little while and enjoy this amazing little world and then come back out of it. So we poured our heart into the world, as well as obviously the design.
Great. And which was the first mechanic you came up with cars coming to your main zone or something like this, or the resource management?
Yeah, so I knew that I wanted to have worker placement, and I knew that I wanted you to be playing cards in front of you that stayed in front of you, but that you would continue to do things with. That was important to me, that it wasn't just play a card and forget about it. So there's a lot of cards in Everdell that you'll play them and they'll do something, then later in the game they'll do something again, or it will be a new place that you can go and visit with your worker, or they'll interact, or they may be in your city for a while and then you get rid of them and different aspects and different ideas. So I wanted to feel that you could really work with the cards and that they had life to them, that they weren't just a value and you didn't care about them. So it was important to get both of those, but the first card I made was the farm.
Okay. Agricola.
Yes, it was really inspired by that. So I had no idea what I was doing. I pulled up a graphic design thing on my computer and I'm going to make a farm. Well, it's going to cost this resource and this resource. I didn't know how you were going to get them yet. And what does it do? Well, it's going to give you food, because that's what a farm does. That sounds so basic, but the farm is almost identical today as to that very first card I made as far as cost, points, and what it does. It's almost exactly the same thing. Now the whole rest of the game has changed numerous times over and over, but that one stayed.
Okay, and the aspect that there are people living inside, that's something that came after?
That came pretty early. That concept, you can build a building or a construction, as we call them, and every single construction has a critter or a critter that's linked with it. So if you have that building, then you can play that other person for free into your city. Part of that was inspired by Seven Wonders that has the chaining where you can play things for free, but also it was in the thinking, it was just kind of made sense thematically that if you have a place for them to live, then they're going to be able to come and live in that. So figuring out the balance to allow you to have free critters, because I definitely want to do that. It's enjoyable to get a critter for free. But then you could also pay for them with food if you wanted to. So there's multiple ways to do it.
And there's a detail on the illustrations. You always can find the critter on the construction if you search.
Yeah, in the artwork, that was a fun thing that we wanted. I'm glad that you caught on to that.
I have to tell you that was not me who watched it. It were little kids that were playing.
Really?
Adults never saw that, but little kids saw it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I don't know if you've played the card game For Sale.
For Sale? No.
Oh,
I know it,
it's a really simple, great little kind of an auction type of game, and it has really simple artwork with a little tiny animal hiding in the buildings, and my kids love that, and I always thought that was kind of fun. So that was from the beginning when we started talking to the artist, that idea, just to show the life, to have the connected critter actually visually in there somewhere, and it's in every single one of them. Sometimes they're hard to find, but they're in there. So, but that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And what can you tell me about the production, because the super tree is very, very beautiful.
Yeah. So that's within the world of Everdell, it's called the Evertree, and so that kind of came about when we were doing development brainstorming. We were talking about the board and what it might look like and how it might feel, and we were concerned that it wouldn't just become a square rectangle board with boxes and circles that didn't feel like part of the world. So the first idea was, what if we just turned it into a round board? This is where it began, and made it feel like a little valley down in there. And we had some other details that we were trying to figure out, where are they going to go on the board. And the main developer, his name is Dan May, he said, well, I have a crazy idea. He said, no, that's probably too crazy. And I said, well, Dan, you have to tell me what you're thinking now. You can't just leave me hanging. He said, what if we made like a 3D tree? Because we were saying it'd be neat if there was a tree shown. He said, 3D. And I said, that is so crazy. We better do it. So we thought for the longest time, how can we do it? What are we going to do with it? Is it going to be too ridiculous? And so we wanted to give it some purpose besides just transporting you. And it holds a deck of cards, and it's tall enough for sleeved cards, which is important for some people. And it has some events that are kind of posted on it. And then all the way in the top branches, it holds your workers. You can play without it. You certainly can. It's not required. But everybody seems to love it because it's that one more little step toward feeling like you're in Everdell. Yeah. And I mean, it's set up back here, and everyone loves to see it and play with it. And so
it's very easy to see in which season you are.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It shows up there on the top as the seasons progress. Different things happen for you, and that's visually shown on top too. Yeah.
Okay, and well, what do you think that's the secret that makes Everdell a lot of people enjoy? Because you can play it with people that's very non-gamer, some hardcore gamers as well. I think it's a good balance between those type of people.
Yeah, I think part of the secret that we're still trying to sort that out a little bit, to understand, so we can continue to repeat that sort of great reception. But I think the thing that's really drawing people into it, first of all, is that the theme feels very inviting. It seems like I would like to live there in that little valley where the sun is shining and those critters are there and talking, and they have their little inn and their houses that mostly, it seems universally, people would like to go there and be in that place. So, and most people seem to enjoy animals, and the thought that maybe Everdell is really out there, that there are little critters actually building houses. We can just never quite find it. I think that's that's really pulling a lot of people in. And when then they look at the resources and feel the berries and just the whole environment looks like a wonderful place to spend your time. And so the final equation is there a game there? Because otherwise it's just toys, you know, and that's where all that other stuff before that I had very minimal involvement within, you know, as far as the art and the things I just told you about. But that final equation was my job, and it took me a long time to figure out how to do it good. But the reception seems to be that people are saying that they enjoy it and that it's good. That they say that it looks a lot lighter than it ended up being. I thought it might be like a kid's game, they say, but they get into it and find there's a lot of decisions and there's a lot of replay. And while it's pretty easy to learn, you learn it. I mean, we're teaching the game in 5 minutes or so. There's a lot of depth there, so you get into it quick and you want to explore the cards and how they work, and I want to try that one next time. And so I don't know, maybe just all those things, maybe the right timing have combined, and great supportive people that are helping to spread around the word.
Okay, well, congratulations for Everdell, James. Thank you very much for this time.
Thank you so much.
And we hope to see Everdell growing with expansion and on and on and on.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
Have a nice fair.
Bye.